Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a very interesting knife review slash knife overview to share with you guys. This is the Kunwu Django, and yes, that is a beautiful satin DLC finish on this LMAX blade, which by the way is hardened to 60 to 62 Rockwell. Of course, Kunwu just coming in absolutely, do you say clutch? Is that what the kids are saying? Oh, what a cringy way to start this video. But yeah, Kunwu doing an excellent job delivering quality and appropriate heat treat for an excellent price. I have a lot of good things to say about this knife. It comes in a few different forms, and all of those forms have really great price tags on them for what you're getting. I will link this knife and all its forms down in the description so that you guys can check it out if you want to. It does help my channel when you use those links, but that is entirely up to you. Look how nice that looks with that shiny DLC and the titanium. This is really great because it proves, you know, he told me, Sergio said, I can do that. I can do the shiny black DLC. And he wasn't lying. He can do it, which means maybe we'll start to see this on some of the other fantastic models that they make, which is pretty much all of the models that Kunwu makes. So that would be really cool. Thanks to Kunwu for providing this knife for review. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. And please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. Okay, let's measure it. Overall length of the Django coming in at 7.5 inches. Honestly, feels and looks way bigger than that. I can't stress that enough. Blade length coming in at 3.25-ish. Yeah, 3.25. Cutting edge, just shy of 3 inches, 2.9. How about some size comparisons? All custom scales you're seeing can be found in the description under Original Goat and others. So up against the 80-10 and the 80-20.5, definitely more of an 80-20.5 sized knife. How about up against the Spyderco PM2 and the Spyderco Para 3? Closer to the size of the Para 3, a little longer. And then finally, let's put it up against the Benchmade Griptilian, or in this case, the Ritter Hogue and the Hogue Deca, close to the size of the Deca. How is the action on this knife? Very good. And because they come with additional high-tension Omega springs, you can actually adjust the way that the crossbar lock feels. So this is pretty good right here. I think this is about medium. You can make those a little higher tension, but the important thing is it's very, very easy to manipulate thanks to a perfectly placed opening hole and very smooth operation. You can see there, that is nice and smooth. That's exactly how we want these to operate. Feels good, feels tight, right? Feels solid. That's what we want. Let's do carry profile. So thickness up against the Spyderco Para 3. It's a little bit thicker, not bad. Length and height up against the PM2 and the Para 3. So closed up, it's really going to carry very similar to the Para 3 without the hump on top. Nowhere near the same overall length or height as the PM2. Materials, like I said, a satin DLC finished LMAX blade. And then we have titanium for the scales. Now these do have nested steel liners, I believe, and that's because the scales that are offered through Kunwu are interchangeable, I think. So that's why. And I think maybe this will, the end result will be a knife that weighs about 4.5 ounces. Let's see. Yeah, right about there, 4.7 ounces. Not bad. I think the knife is a little bit butt heavy. Yeah, a little bit. Not bad though, realistically. And 4.5 ounces or 4.7 ounces is just really not that heavy to me, but it might be for you. So, you know, do with that information what you will. Let's go ahead and do a hardware check. I'm going to get out my tools as per usual. My tools are very inexpensive and very recommendable. You can find them right down in the section of my description that talks about the tools I use in this channel. Now, Kunwu's smart, and they don't use T6 for anything except for the screws on this switch, which is kind of understandable. T8 for the pivot. We have T8 for the pocket clip, and look at that. It's ready to be installed on the other side because Kunwu recognizes that left-handed people exist. So they designed a nice symmetrical clip that can actually be nested into either side, and it doesn't, in my opinion, take away from the consistent diamond pattern that they've got going on here on the frame. So everything is T8. minimal screws. Now, crossbar locks are not known for being the easiest things in the world to, disassemble and reassemble, but at least the frame screws are a nice size, and gaining access to that area is not difficult. So there you go. I believe we can actually just take this off right here if you are just wanting to add a little bit of lubricant to the Omega springs. I think you can just remove this and do that. That is a lot of the maintenance that you'll ever need to do. I mean, you can blow the thing out with compressed air and then take this off and add a drop of lubricant to the Omega springs periodically, and that's it. You won't really have to disassemble the knife. You don't really need to get into the pivot area and clean it out as often as some people might think. But if you do that, then that's up to you. Let's go ahead and measure blade stock thickness here real quick. I don't think it's an overly thick blade. Blade stock thickness is 125 thousandths. It's about what I expect. All right, meat and potatoes. If you like Kunwu and you like clip points, this is it, right? Because the ergonomic lines are great. That pocket clip, the way that it's designed, is not a hot spot, but if you really don't like it, it comes with the wire clip, which a lot of people really prefer. I think that's awesome. You have two different clips, and that's going to be what the majority of people are going to find what they want with one of those clips. So that's really great. We have no flip or anything on this, so this area creates for a perfect choke up position. They have a nice big choil. We have jimping that extends out to here, which means it complements the index finger position. This is a very comfortable knife to hang on to, or even choked back. Also really nice. I am a huge fan of the way they do the diamond textured titanium. For years, I was asking for somebody to start doing this, and now there are some companies that do it, but Kunwu just absolutely nailed it. It looks so good. Not all of them are like this with the diamond texturing. You don't have to get it like this. You can get it smooth or even in a totally different material, but I love how this looks. This is my favorite version of this knife. They have versions in carbon fiber. They have versions that are not DLC. They have versions with the freaking G Mascus, and it's red. I think I actually have that one over here. Whatever, this is my favorite version of it. The black hardware, the black clip, the black backspacer, the shiny black blade, and the blasted diamond textured titanium scales. I think this is absolutely beautiful. That clip point blade is very... Okay, anyways, that clip point blade is very aggressive, very handsome looking. That sort of triangle opening with the fuller that goes out to the swedge is very cool. This DLC is not sloppy. This looks good. I love the shiny DLC. Man, it is a fingerprint magnet, but this is true DLC, meaning this is very durable. It's not just black spray paint. For those of you who don't know, the big coatings, the good coatings that we see on knives, we have Cerakote, we have PVD, and finally DLC, right? In order of least to most durable, least to most beneficial. So you get amazing additional corrosion resistance with this, and you get amazing toughness and scratch resistance with it as well. I believe DLC coatings are something around 80 Rockwell, 80 to 84 Rockwell. Now, Elmex is already a stainless steel, but you're just getting that much more protection. And it looks cool. And it won't slow your knife down while you're cutting, because this isn't that flat, thick, chalky, regular PVD or DLC. No, it's been polished, which means it's going to, it's going to high-speed, low-drag the crap out of whatever cardboard you can throw at it. Really nice. Nice tip there. Nice cutting bevel. Super duper slicey. Oh my goodness, it gets thin at the edge. That is very nice. Everything is just oozing quality. Just so good, man. This is such a good looking knife. Please, Sergio, please make a Padre that looks like this. Please. I'm begging you. I need a Padre that looks like this. And do the frame black too. That would be really cool. Either way though, I'm not trying to make demands. I'm just saying, now that we know you can do it, now that we know, we have a lanyard hole. Great. If you're a lanyard person, there's an option there. Pocket clip looks great. It's got the Kunwu logo on it, which they keep off of everything else. I think that's a fine place to put the logo. It's just really handsome. In and out of the pocket, on the textured versions, you will deal with some pocket seam fraying because the texturing is not aggressive, but it's also not light. It's kind of in between. Obviously, they can't do a bald spot under here because then we'd have a bald spot on this side too for the lefties, and that would definitely take away from the cool texturing. So, but anyways, There's a little bit of texturing and curvature to the either side of the bar lock here. Looks really good. The area that they have milled out to accommodate visually for that switch looks really, really good. It's nice chamfered edges there. No sharp edges anywhere but, of course, the cutting edge. We have the stop pin located in its traditional spot back here with a little bit of shouldering. No blade plate, not a hint, up, down, left, or right. No lock stick, no pivot lash. Very smooth and consistent in here. The tension there at that event horizon, as I call it, acting as the detent. Very good. And we have, I think these crossbar locks are always a little mushy. We got perfect centering. Look at that. That's perfect. Really, really nice. So this, you're seeing this knife as is. That's, again, the polished DLC LMAX blade that is, again, heat treated properly, 60 to 62. That's what you want for LMAX, right? On a blade of this geometry. Textured titanium scales. We got the coated hardware. We've got a full titanium backspacer. We have a milled clip. You got 2 clips and extra Omega springs. This build is about $250. You can get the full titanium ones for as low as $230. Could be $220. I can't remember. I think it's $230. But the actual base price of this knife, if you go with the Damascus, is like $185. Or maybe it's $189. Maybe it's between $180 and $190. Whatever version you choose, this is a great knife. It's excellent. Kunwu is always hitting the mark. Like if someone says, the knife's going to cost $250, I've got a list of things in my head that I expect to see at $250 if it's going to be made in China, which this is, by the way. I feel like I don't have to say that anymore, but if you didn't know, Kunwu knives are made in China, right? Not bad China, like it's made in the good, like where China actually makes some of the nicest production knives on earth. Like it's that kind of Chinese production knife. Someone says, I'm going to make a Chinese production knife. It's going to cost $250. There's a bunch of things that in my head I'm like, it better have these things. But then there's a bunch of other stuff that I don't necessarily expect. And Kunwu is always delivering those extra check boxes. So this is really nice. Whatever version you pick up, the Django is highly recommendable, not only in design and execution, but materials and just the feel of quality, right? This is an amazing tool, and it'll make you feel good every time you get it out of your pocket to use it. Really, really nice stuff. Please do more with the shiny DLC. I love that so much. I'm so happy that they can do it and they can make it look nice. All right, that's going to be it today, guys. Like I said, links for this guy and other Kunwu knives down in the description. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.